Love where you live and play with Lindsay Management. Affordable apartments and golf memberships at 9 and 18-hole courses. Buying or selling? Trust Lindsay and Associates. Serving the community for over 50 years. Lindsay, #1 in apartments, golf, and real estate.
Want to run faster, jump higher, move with more power? The Sports Recovery and Development Program at Bridges Therapy Group builds speed, strength, agility, and endurance while correcting movement issues that can cause injury. Give your athlete the edge. Schedule an assessment today at srdathlete.com.
It's the 31 days of deals going on at the Lewis Automotive Group. This December, it's all about deals, discounts, and daily giveaways. All deals on our vehicles are backed by the Lewis Guarantee, where you get a 10-year, 120,000-mile powertrain warranty. That's right, double the manufacturer warranty, only with Lewis Automotive. With hundreds of quality, new and used vehicles, see us today for big deals, discounts, and daily giveaways at any of our locations in Farmington, Fayetteville, or Springdale. Wrap up your savings this December during our 31 days of deals, only at the Lewis Automotive Group.
Brey Cook and myself break down the 3A and 4A state games coming up on Saturday. It is Friday, December 12th, and this is Varsity Vibe Today. Welcome into Varsity Vibe Today on this Friday. I'm your host, Alyssa Orange. Thank you always for being with us. And we've got some football to break down as we look ahead to the 3A and 4A state games at War Memorial Stadium on Saturday. And for that, we kick it off with our Lewis Automotive opening drive. Feels like it's been a little bit since we've had Brey Cook join me, so I had to get him back on with football season, wrapping up with a pretty bow with the 3A and 4A state games at War Memorial Stadium. Brey, always great to see you. Before we jump into those, I want to get your thoughts on last weekend's state games because we had some crazy action, some really good games last week at War Memorial Stadium. So your thoughts on how all that went down?
Well, you say a pretty bow, man. Last week it was not a pretty bow. It was carnage. It was absolute carnage everywhere you looked. And what an unbelievable end to the Bryant Bentonville their football seasons. Two Goliaths, and then all of a sudden Bryant just comes out of, I'm not going to say out of nowhere because we did see them coming, but man, they left an impact. And what a dominating performance by Bryant, and to be able to take that thing. And then you look at Shiloh Greenwood. I mean, unreal ending to what has been a dynasty there at Greenwood, and Kane Archer and all the success that he's had. And Shiloh just shows up and takes it from him. And unbelievable football, very exciting to watch. And you're right, this next these 3A, 4A games are just as dicey.
Yeah, those were some crazy games to watch and cover in person. And then, you can't forget about Cross County getting the win as well in the 2A, and then Robinson finishing up an undefeated season in 5A.
Yeah.
So looking ahead to this 3A and 4A matchup on Saturday, starting with the 3A, you have Fordyce and Mansfield, a team that also is trying to look to be undefeated this season.
Yeah, and I think they can do it. At the end of the day, these are two very talented teams, and you hear about these teams and you follow them, but I think to see these two line up against each other at War Memorial is going to be something special. Do look to see Mansfield have that undefeated season, which is pretty impressive. I mean, that is not an easy feat.
Yeah, that game at noon, the nightcap on Saturday night, and it is going to be cold. So if you head out there, bundle up. I've got a whole bag of hot hands for me ready to go for Saturday night is Elkins and Dardanelle. Brey, these are two teams that played earlier in the year. Dardanelle won 14-10. So a little bit of a rematch, but these two teams very different.
Yeah, and it's so tough to beat somebody twice in the same football season. And you look at these two, we talk about Bryant and Bentonville being Goliath. I mean, Elkins and Dardanelle are every bit as Goliath as those other two programs last weekend. And I'll tell you what, Elkins and Dardanelle both have kicked my butt. So they have a great coaches, great staffs down there, and some really talented football players. Dardanelle, great program, a lot of respect for them. Elkins has been there. They've missed it a couple times the last several years. I think it's their time to go take this title and bring it back to Northwest Arkansas.
Yeah, I was talking to Coach Zach Watson earlier this week, and he said that chip on their shoulder of the senior class, who's kind of been told, oh, you're not as good as the teams in the past, has kind of led them through this run that they're on. But Dardanelle's got Creed Vega, and that kid is a stud for them.
he is a stud. And I mean, you can't sit here and say one player is going to change the outcome of this game, but that kid might. that kid is talented enough, and like I said, I've seen him do it before. So unbelievable matchup, really just as intense, if not maybe a little bit more than what we saw last week.
Yeah, I mean, you can't say one kid is going to change the outcome, but I think Creed Vega might be up there with a Kane Archer or a Jeff Regan in terms of how they can take over games.
Oh, there's no doubt.
Sure. So it's going to be really, really fun. Those games on Arkansas PBS and Arkansas PBS Sports Online. Brey, thanks for joining me. Thanks for joining me on football season. I can't believe it's over. I feel like it's flown by, but hopefully we get some good football to end it.
Yes, yeah, unbelievable season. Thanks for having me. It's been a blast, and definitely some fireworks going to be a memorial to finish this thing off.
Club Car Wash is the best place to get your ride game day ready. From convenient locations to free towels and vacuums, it only takes a few minutes to have your car looking great. With locations throughout the state and membership starting at just $22 a month. Revive your ride at Club Car Wash.
Quick Turf is the go-to team for building championship-level sports facilities for public schools, private schools, and the entire school district. They also install beautiful backyard putting greens for homeowners. Known for lifelike, eco-friendly turf, Quick Turf handles everything from design and lighting to drainage and final landscaping. Their all-in-one approach delivers high-performance surfaces for athletes and low-maintenance greens that last for years. With preventative maintenance programs, they keep every field and green looking game day ready. Schedule a free consultation today at quickturf.com. That's QIKturf.com.
The Everett difference means we are committed to giving back to the communities we serve.
When I think of Everett, I think of them more than just a car dealership.
Everett's involvement in the community is phenomenal. I see it in the police and fire department. I see it in the Boys and Girls Club.
They're just constantly giving back to the community that helped build them.
I would recommend them first, always. We are grateful for the opportunity to serve. Discover the Everett difference for yourself.
It is now time to introduce you to this week's SRD Performance Athlete of the Week.
My name is Audrey Calva. I go to Bentonville West and I play volleyball. One of the big things for me is making sure that all my little muscles are strong so I don't get injured, and mainly improving my vertical. My vertical's grown about 6 inches, 5 or 6 probably. So yeah, big improvement. Just noticed she's like, Audrey, you look more explosive, or Audrey, you're just, jumping different, and that elevates your game so much. I think outside of just your sport, it's important to develop all sides of athletics. And so coming here, you're getting stronger, and it builds a tough mentality. So I think that's so important, along with technical skill work.
To learn more about the program, visit srdathlete.com. That is all for Varsity Vibe today. Thank you so much for joining us. And again, follow us along on all of our great content that we have on our social media platforms. That is Instagram, X, TikTok, and Facebook, as well as subscribe to the podcast and our YouTube channel. And make sure to sign up for the newsletter coming to your inbox twice a week. Just go to varsityvibearkansas.com to do that, to make sure that you are always in the know with everything happening in high school athletics. Of course, we couldn't do this without our great sponsors. A special thank you to them. At L&L Metal Fabrication, strength isn't just in the steel, it's in the craftsmanship, precision, and trust we bring to every project. From small custom jobs to big industrial projects, our team has the experience and equipment to get it done right and built to last. Whether you're building, repairing, or designing something new, we'll help turn your vision into reality. Call L&L Metal Fabrication today at 479-361-9640 or visit llmetalfab.com. L&L Metal Fabrication. Custom craft built to last.
Distribution Solutions Incorporated began providing superior customer service back in 1997 based out of Harrison, Arkansas, and they're supporting our local communities today and always looking for professional OTR drivers. DSI knows drivers by name. They're about their people, and when you work with DSI, it feels more like a family than a job, and they know home time matters. If you're a driver, check out their website, drivedsi.com. All the benefits, all the vacation time, and that home time that matters. members. DriveDSI.com.